Hi everyone, Dr. Suneel Dhand, medical doctor. Welcome to another video. I have enormous concerns, as I've talked about many times before, with the mass prescribing, which I consider to be utterly reckless by the medical profession. Now, I work in the United States and I've seen what's going on with semaglutide, also known as OZEMPIC, this miracle weight loss injection. And my own concerns stem from what I've seen myself, what I've heard from other colleagues, people around the country in the medical profession, what I've been reading, and also what people have been relaying to me on social media. And one always has to be suspicious whenever we have a mass mob-like movement, especially for a drug like this, which, let's be quite frank, whatever way you look at it, is a short-term fix. It is a shortcut. And it's so very interesting. When I've had this debate, people get very angry on social media because I have said that as a doctor, I'm extremely proud that I'm probably one of the few physicians in the United States, certainly, who absolutely will never prescribe semaglutide for weight loss. I have enormous concerns ethically, and to be quite frank, anybody who wishes to have it can definitely go to any of the number of other doctors out there, and there's lots of them, who are happy to prescribe this injection, but not me, absolutely no way. I have concerns about what I'm seeing in the short term and also unknown long-term effects. And for me, logically, my own gut instinct and logic tells me that mass prescribing a hormone-like substance to now millions of people is not going to end well. I mean, when has it ever been a good idea to mass prescribe medications? And we've seen these movements in the past where the medical profession has jumped all in on medications, and it's turned out to be a really bad idea. But I want to focus here on what I've been seeing and hearing with semaglutide in terms of side effects, adverse events, different organ systems affected, including the pancreas, acute pancreatitis, chronic pancreatitis, concerns with the thyroid gland, concerns with bone health, and also concern with even potential malignancy. I mean, of course, we won't know more for a few years, but I personally think, and I would like anybody to save this video, we are going to see a whole array of side effects and adverse events, probably some of them much worse than we could imagine. Because think about what we're doing here. We are basically injecting a substance to paralyze the stomach, which forcibly stops people from eating. And of course, anybody is going to lose weight because they lose their appetite, their desire to eat. The calorie balance equation tips in their favor, but we're doing it using an injection. And I find the current debate so interesting and also somewhat amusing because when I've talked about this online, people, of course, the mob gets super angry. Firstly, when I say I'm not going to prescribe it, well, why would you get angry with that? There's plenty of other clinicians out there who will prescribe it just because I'm saying I won't. That probably won't affect millions of people's ability to get it if other doctors have jumped on board. But also some people out there who insist to me it's not a short-term fix. Well, what do you mean by that? Because if it's not a short-term fix, try stopping it for 3 months and see what happens to you or anybody who's on it. It is by its very definition a short-term fix, whatever way you look at it. Another area which I'm very skeptical and somewhat amused with is that many people who are only slightly overweight are also now being prescribed this drug. Now, it was never intended for that purpose, but of course it's going to have the same effect. It's going to stop anybody from eating, and anybody who doesn't eat enough calories is going to lose weight. I mean, there's nothing revolutionary there. Of course, anybody who is not eating enough calories will shed the body fat. Funny, really, because a lot of the people who say that the calorie balance equation is a myth and that it's all about genetics, they seem to be okay with a drug which basically stops you consuming calories and makes you lose weight. But they're not okay when somebody like myself suggests that that can also be done very naturally in anyone who wants to. But the real kicker here is that often what I see described online is that this drug is to be used with lifestyle measures. I hear about all these people who are eating great and exercising a lot, and they still have significant weight issues. over an extended period of time. I don't know how that's possible. If anybody has a significant calorie deficit over a long period of time, they are, of course, going to lose weight. But I really question how many people out there are really committed who are on semaglutide. Are they really doing all of the things they should be? Because I have seen and I hear a lot of stories about many people who are still eating junk food when they can. They still aren't exercising. The muscle is also being shredded off their bodies as well as fat. That's why people start to look quite gaunt. Many people do. And that phenomenon known as OZEMPIC face. And at the end of the day, there's simply no shortcuts in health and well-being. Because somebody who is doing everything right from the beginning wouldn't be in that circumstance in the first place. And yes, I hear all these arguments about it kickstarting people on their journey. But there are a lot of people out there who start this journey and don't have any intention of changing their dietary habits or getting an exercise routine. That's why they quickly gain the weight back on as soon as they stop. So yes, I will stand very firm. I believe that this drug is going to completely backfire. I think in a few years, we are going to see other issues developing. As I mentioned, we've already seen issues with the pancreas, with the thyroid gland. The muscle loss is going to be a big problem for many people. There are concerns about bone loss as well. And all of this will become more apparent because millions, tens of millions of people probably soon are going to be on this injection. And it is absolutely ridiculous to think that this injection is something which can be continued in people indefinitely without there being big problems. We as a society have gone down this route, the medical industrial complex, backed by the ridiculous medical profession, which seems to have completely forgotten the basics of good health and well-being. I mean, think about during the pandemic, not a single thing you saw from any government anywhere in the world would have happened without the backing of the medical profession. The medical profession has enormous power if they actually get their act together. But right now, they are all in. I can only speak for the United States. A lot of clinics I hear are becoming semaglutide, OZEMPIC, basically injection mills. And I hear that people are banging doctors' doors down to get this drug. I mean, imagine becoming a primary care doctor and realizing that 80% of your day is simply prescribing weight loss injections. I mean, utterly horrible. But that's the situation that we're soon to be in because society is lost, the medical profession is lost, but we can't escape the realities of life and simple facts of life. And one of my favorite phrases, which those of you who have followed me for a long time know, is from the Buddha. 3 things cannot be long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. And the truth is that there are no shortcuts with health and well-being. Yes, you can have a short-term fix, you can have a band-aid over a problem, but eventually the body is going to rebel. The body, which is millions of years in the making, cannot be tricked and fooled for very long. If you're injecting a substance which is paralyzing the stomach and it's a hormone-like substance, then there's going to be a reaction somewhere else in the body to this foreign substance, which keeps getting injected into it every single week, or even if you take it monthly, however frequent you take it, the principle is still the same. You are doing something unnatural to basically combat an issue which has a lifestyle root cause etiology. And that is the problem. And me standing here as a sole doctor calling out this madness isn't going to change things. My message primarily exists for that percentage of the population that really wants to do things the natural way, whatever that percentage is, and sees the reality of true health and well-being not being found in a pill or an injection, especially an injection that you have to keep taking. So those are my concerns with semaglutide. I do believe that this is going to backfire spectacularly within the next few years, and I hope people can save these videos, save my tweets. We are only at the tip of the iceberg with what we're seeing, with what I believe is the reckless mass prescribing of a drug, which, of course, brings about a short-term benefit, but people are not looking at the long-term effects here. Thanks everyone for watching. Dr. Suneel Dhand. Do feel free to leave a comment down below. I appreciate you all watching. Also check in the links down below for my website, all the other work I do, and our natural supplement store, ohighwellness.com if you're in the USA, North America, ohighwellness.co if you're in the UK, Europe. Also, if you're not already signed up for my free newsletter, why not? Please do so. That link is down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, you will also enjoy some of my other videos on how to naturally optimize your metabolic health. Hit the like button if you like this video, the subscribe button for more similar videos in the future, and we will speak again very soon.